I received a copy of my old boarding school magazine through the post. I didn't read it straight away, and I nearly lost it. The wife popped it into the recycling. Retrieving it, I lay on the sofa and flipped through it. I left the Royal Hospital School in the summer of 1970, and in the intervening years the school has modernised quite a bit, and has even started admitting girls. It's a naval school catering for the sons of seamen, and in recent decades, their daughters. The school originated at Greenwich Hospital in London, but relocated to the banks of the River Stour in Suffolk in the 1930s. It has distinctive grand red brick and Portland stone Queen Anne architecture, and extensive grounds running right down to the River Stour. I enjoyed my time there and have increasingly come to realise that I have a lot to thank the place for, something that becomes more apparent to me as the years go by. However, my memories of it seem to be all good, which is a little bit worrying. My time at the school coincided with the second half of the 1960s, so we always felt we were missing out on what was going on in the rest of the country and being denied the opportunity to grow our hair properly. The magazine principally contains short articles about former pupils and the good things they have gone on to do in life and around the world. It's all very gratifying. I spotted the odd death of a contemporary, and I recognised, but overall there was not much in it to catch my eye until the very last page. In 1970, the Duke of Edinburgh dropped in, and there on the page before me was a small picture of the Duke leaning out of the window of a Westland Whirlwind helicopter. The Duke's visit was memorable only for his arrival. We knew he was coming, but it was supposed to be a normal school day, with 550 boys sitting at their desks getting on with their lessons in what was known as the classroom block. The word was that the Queen and Phil the Greek, as my father always called him, were looking for somewhere to send Prince Andrew, following the unhappy experience with Charles at Gordonstown. Phil must have wondered what the interesting spread was, far below his helicopter as he piloted his regular flights up to the Sandringham country retreat. Even though everything was supposed to be low-key, with the Duke simply dropping in, the school guard and military band were to be present and correct on the parade ground in front of the classroom block to greet the VIP visitor. The head and the deputy head were also out. The former, known to all the boys as Norm, was in full get-up with gown and mortarboard, and the deputy, known to all, including the head, as Tate, was out in his gown too. We heard the sound of the helicopter approach, and 550 youthful necks turned left to watch. The helicopter made a pass overhead, and we could work out that the approach would be from the east side of the parade ground. 550 brains immediately twigged that this would mean flying in right over the shot-put sand pits. The lovely sound a helicopter makes doppled as it approached and echoed around the school buildings. Before the aircraft came into view, the expected cloud of what must have been several tons of sand blew across the parade ground, covering the band and the Guard of Honour. As the helicopter touched down, Norm's mortarboard flew off his head and cartwheeled across the ground. Norm was short in stature, but a big man. He hung desperately onto his gown, while to the uncontrollable merriment of everyone in the classrooms, Tate was dispatched to caper off after the spinning headpiece as it disappeared across the tarmac. Order was eventually restored. Goodness knows where Prince Andrew ended up. Things might have been so different.